Welcome to another decoding of the Bible. I'm blown away how much wisdom is really in this book that I didn't find access for years. I read it, and I was thinking, what the fuck is that? I don't understand. Then I heard some homilies and some people talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about it. And I decided to decode it. And it always works the same way. I read it to get a feeling of what happens. And then I work verse by verse, line by line. And I look at the Hebrew translation, I look at the Greek translation, and I look at what is the meaning of it? What is the blueprint that helps us achieving a life in abundance and to trust God, to find God again? What is it? Genesis 16, the chapter we are talking today about it, remember the situation. Sarai, the wife of Abraham, cannot get pregnant. What is, at the time, a big disaster. Why? Because you want to inherit, you want to multiply, you want to build a nation. If you can't get pregnant, there's nothing that you can leave, no legacy. And Abraham is suffering from it, and therefore is Sarah suffering. And she has an idea. She said, you know what? I find a solution. We have a maid, a slave, Hagar. And I allow Abraham getting Hagar pregnant. She has to become his wife. Legally, at the time, it's allowed. If your wife is barren, unfruitful, you can have a second wife. And Abraham says, yes, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So she became his second wife. And when she got pregnant, Sarai got very, very sad, depressed because reality hit. First, it was all, yeah, that is the solution. And then you see it. This woman, the slave, is pregnant. She could get something that I couldn't get. And that frustrated her. And it resulted in blame. And who's the next one? We all know that. Who got blamed? The man. Abraham, this is all your fault. Abraham, like, what? Me? I'm like, well, it was your idea. But hey, that's how women are. We all know that. And Abraham said, you know what? Handle the situation as you want. Hagar is your slave, your maid. You can do whatever you want. And she bullied her. She bullied her because she was frustrated and she was not mature enough to handle the situation right. So what led to Hagar fleeing? She escaped. She ran away. And she said, I can't bear the situation anymore. I just run away. And God sent his angels after her. And now we have a premiere. We have the first ever recorded communication dialogue between God and a woman in the Bible. Genesis 16, it happens. He asks through the angels, where are you coming from? And this is not geographical. God knows where she's coming from. This is a very deep question, and I will look at it in a heartbeat. Bear with me. Second question, where are you going? And Hagar only answers question one. She said, I'm fleeing from my mistress, Sarai. So she's not technically answering the question. She's talking about her pain. And what God wanted, he always asks questions. He wanted us to face the past and the future. Where are you going? Because we are, every day of our life, between past and future. This is where we stand. Right now, in this moment, we stand between past and future. This is the moment now. So we need to know, to identify who we are, but also the direction of life we are going. But Hagar is identifying herself through the pain. I'm fleeing from Sarai. She bullied me. And by the way, by God asking her even questions, he gave her dignity, because you normally don't ask slaves questions. They are there to serve and they don't ask questions. So God is asking some questions and gave her dignity. And he said, return and submit. What means growth comes from sometimes from facing the situation and not running away. And further he said, you will bear a son, name him Ishmael. He will be a wild man. Um, I looked it up. The Hebrew word is pere, and it means wild donkey. So the English translation is a little bit nice, but literally he said he will be a wild donkey. What means stubborn, independent, free spirit. This is the deeper meaning of it. But he will live in conflict. Summary, he will be a survivor. He will be a survivor who lives in a wild, harsh environment, but he will make it through. And Hagar names God Elroy. And this is the first time ever somebody names God. First time ever in the Bible, Genesis 16. Elroy means in Hebrew, the one who sees me. And here we see the biggest pain in our life. The biggest pain in the life of Hagar is to be unseen, to be not noticed. So by God seeing her, that meant the world to her. And we see, well, what happens? She returned and she bare Ismail. But I want to summarize it because there's so much deep message here, and I really want you to understand that. Even if we don't follow God's plan, because He talked to Abraham and said, Abraham, have faith, you will have a son, just trust me. And they couldn't wait. They were impatient and they were thinking they have to do it better. You can't sometimes wait for the path of God. You think you have to do it faster and take a shortcut. And even if you take a shortcut that is not in God's will, He still cares. He works inside human mistakes. And the whole chapter also shows God's character. Guys, He goes literally after a pregnant runaway slave. So at this time, the lowest level of civilization, pregnant woman slave, God cares about her. That is his character. God doesn't care only about the chosen one, like Abraham. He cares about every human being on this planet. And he cares so much that Hagar names him the one who sees me. He sees me. So if you feel unseen, if you feel unheard, if you feel unnoticed, you can be sure God sees you. God sees you. He cares about every human. He sees everyone, he cares about everyone, and even if you fall and you're not following his plan, he will come to help you. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. God has a plan. Just be patient. And even if you still mess it up, he will still care you. But most for all, never forget, as we have seen it today, God cares about you. No matter if you feel small, if you feel unseen or not, He sees you.